everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to use my Dotfiles. As you can see, I have a virtual machine here with the Void Linux installed. You can see this is Void Linux. Before downloading my Dotfiles, you need to install a few packages first. Those packages are, let me just get the mouse here, xorg, and to do that you just do xbps install -s and the xorg and libXift, and the development package, and libX11 and libXinerama and nodejs. I'm going to show you why we need nodejs and tmux and fa for setting up the background, alacritty and picom, and you can install a clipboard manager or don't install any clipboard manager. I like to use the clipmenu. We need nerd-fonts if you want to have icons, or you can use other fonts if you want. We need the harfbuzz-devel, just a development package here. Okay, and just hit enter and type your password, and you just install those packages. I already installed all of these packages just so I can save time. Okay, and of course you need to install git. I'm just going to get my Dotfiles, git clone, ccp, and github.com and / my name and -1 and Dotfiles files. Okay, just hit enter. Should download very quickly because it's just light. Okay, if I list the content, as you can see, I have Dotfiles in here. I also have this new wall, just a directory with some wallpapers. Okay, clean the terminal. If I cd into Dotfiles, if I list the content, as you can see, we have bash profile, bash rc, .config, and .themes, .tmux, and .ximage-rc, and the suckles. To use them, just you have to have your own Dotfiles. Just copy whatever you want and set it up. Let me just show you here. If I want to copy my suckles, use my suckles tools, just copy them. I'm just going to copy them to my home directory. You can copy them to your Dotfiles and use them, or use any of them. Let me just copy first. Suckles /home. Okay, I just copied them. Let me just copy my ximage-rc so I can set it up. Okay, that's good. Okay, and cd back. If I list, as you can see, I have a suckles directory in here. I also have an ximage.rc file. Okay, let me cd into suckles dwm, or just cd into suckles. If I list, as you can see, I have dmenu, dwms, and slog, sl status, and st, and surf. Let me install dwm. To install dwm, just cd into that directory and make. Let me just list. as you can see, I have patches directory, file list, patches, as you can see. I have quite few patches. Okay, you mostly don't need this alacritty.diff patch. Okay, let me show you how. You can just change it, because I need to change my key binding, so I did it without any patch. Okay, that patch really changes just the keyboard, because I have a French keyboard, so I need to change this some key bindings and stuff. As you can see here, you need to change it back, or if you don't have a French keyboard, change it back to the number. Okay, let me just show you around the configuration. As you can see, I use Terminus as my font, and I tagged some stuff to show up on a specific tag. As you can see here, if I start a Qt browser, it will show up on the second tag. In this case, it's the first tag, but the second tag -1. Or for example, Vert Manager, it will show up in the tag 9, -1 of course, and so on and so forth. You can take a look around. Let me just quit, and to install it, just run make, and if everything goes well, you should just make install. Okay, everything went well, so sudo make clean install. Okay, type your password. Okay, now we install DWM. Let's cd back into st to install the Cyclist terminal. File list, as you can see here. Okay, just run make again. And sudo make clean install. Okay, and let me cd into D menu to install it also. If I run the list, it's just mean make and sudo make clean install. Okay, that made correctly. Let me just modify the xorg file, because this is a virtual machine, so I have to set up the resolution. As you can see here, I'm setting up my keyboard as French, and starting picom and st, clipmenu D, the clipboard manager daemon, and starting fe to set up the background. And this is just a while loop, so I reload DWM without exiting, and here to execute, not exit, execute DWM. If you type start text, it will execute DWM, or any window manager for that matter. Anyway, let me just fix some stuff here, because this is a virtual machine, so stuff are not going to work well. And let me just set up the resolution. Output -1. Okay, now let me just change the background image, and it's in the directory can specify any directory which has your favorite or wallpaper or background image. Okay, let me just save and quit. If I type startx now, DWM should start, as you can see. Okay, that's good. Okay, now DWM has started correctly, as you can see, and ST started, and the background is set up correctly. Okay, this is how you set up DWM and use my Dotfiles or my configuration for it. Okay, if I list again, you just copy this suckless folder into your Dotfiles, or copy DWM or ST if you want to use dmenu. You can see I have dmenu. If I hit Alt P, this is dmenu. If you want to start a browser, for example, start surf, and go to the suckless.org. Okay, I just started surf. Yes, it's gonna start in this second tag. Okay, you just need to copy anything you want and to your Dotfiles, and that's how we do it. Okay, this is surf browser. Okay, if I want to copy my configuration for surf, then just copy it to my, if I list again, I have a surf, as you can see, I have surf.surf directory in here. So let me just remove it. Let me close first surf, close it first, and remove it. Okay, because I wanted to put that in my .config. I'm just going to copy from my Dotfiles .config surf and copy to my home directory .config. Okay, let me just do, because this is a directory, so I just copy to my .config. Yes, .config. As you can see, I have a surf directory in here. So let me just start surf again, and let's do dwm.suckless.org. Okay, now surf starts, and as you can see, you can modify anything and put it in your .config file, directory, not file. Okay, this is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me just close surf. One more thing, I'm going to show you how to set up alacritty. As you can see, alacritty, and we have alacritty started in here. So I'm just going to copy the configuration file for alacritty from my Dotfiles, cp-r Dotfiles.config alacritty to my home directory .config, copy it there, and close alacritty and reopen it again, alacritty. As you can see, we have well, transparency doesn't work in alacritty because this is a virtual machine, and we don't have a GPU. So as you can see, if I take neovim, okay, the terminal is alacritty, as you can see. And if you want to set up a theme for alacritty, you need to install this package. Just do npm install -g and alacritty themes. Okay, you run that. Okay, first of all, you need to do that with sudo. Okay, do that with sudo and type your password. Okay, now to set up any theme for alacritty, just type alacritty -themes, and you select which one you want to use. You can just go with the arrow keys, go down, and go down. If you like some theme, you just hit enter, and that will get set up. Let's choose one. Let's choose this one. Okay. Okay, as you can see here, the theme has been applied successfully. Now, if I close alacritty, and let me close st, and if I open alacritty again, the theme should be set up for us. As you can see. Okay, that's it for alacritty. Let me just close it, open st again. I'm going to set up my neovim. To do that, I just copy my init file or just my nvim directory, cp-r .files and .config nvim my home.config and run nvim, or just run nvim. Okay, as you can see here, I have an auto download. As you can see, will set up all my plugins for neovim. Okay, we are still downloading. Okay, everything is done. Not quite done, but anyway, every plugin is installed. If I close neovim and reopen it again, it's gonna say that we need to do this. Please install dependencies and compile coc.nvim by running yarn install. So let's do that. To do that, just cd into .config nvim plugin and coc. That's the completion engine. If I list, as you can see, I need to install yarn because I don't have that. To do that, just run npm install -g for global and yarn. Okay, we need to do that with sudo. npm is just the node package manager. Okay, and type my password. Okay, that's installed, as you can see here. Okay, now we need to run yarn install. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Okay, that's now finished. It should take 3 minutes, 5 minutes, depends on your internet. As you can see here, we fetched packages and linked dependencies and build fresh packages. Let's run it one more time just to check if everything is okay. Everything is up to date. Now if I run neovim or nvim, okay, as you can see here, created coc data directory in. Okay, that's good. Let me just quit and cd back. If I open my init.vim in my .nvim init.vim, this is just my configuration for Vim or neovim. As you can see, those are all the plugins I use. I still use Vim script, as you can see, and now if I want to install a language server, I just hit colon and type coc install and space and coc and dash the language server I want to install. For example, let's install HTML and coc-css, for example. This is just an example, and let's see if I want to have a syntax for bash. Let me just install coc-sh, or and just if you want to install anything, just run coc and the name of that thing. Okay, just hit enter and it's gonna open this buffer here and start installing. As you can see, it's already installed the coc-css, and now it's just running npm. Okay, that's done. Let's just hit Q for quit. Let me just open my bash rc, and just to show you, let me just for example start typing, and if I start typing, it should show up this completion here. You can select or hit tab. As you can see, I just hit tab and it did auto completion. Or if I start typing something else, if I want to go to some definition or something like that, as you can see this buffer here. What the hell did I do? Okay, I just hit okay, as you can see here, you have all of this showing up. Okay, let's quit out of this. Okay, now let me close this and open alacritty. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, if I want to remove, or maybe you want a status bar here to show up your CPU memory or anything, let me just cd into Dotfiles and or just because I copied the suckless cd into suckless sl status. So I think status, yes, L. If I list the content, let me just run sl status. If I run it, okay, no file or directory. What the hell? Okay, maybe I need to install it. Let me just make sudo make clean install, type my password, okay, that's done. So sl status, if I run that, it should show up this stuff in here. As you can see, this is the CPU and this is the memory. I think this is the hard drive, and time and date. As you can see, you can configure it, of course. I just hit Ctrl+C to cancel. If I run vim and config def or the .h, okay, as you can see, if I go down, as you can see, you can configure it through here. This is the CPU, RAM, disk, and date. You can add more stuff in here. Okay, that's it for sl status. Okay, I can use also the xset root command to set the status in here. Let me show you. Xset root and dash name, and let's see, dwm, maybe suckless, and as you can see here, it showed up in here. The reason DWM did not show up because of that title, but you get the point anyway. You can put this in your xinit-rc and have it show the date or the CPU or the battery or anything. Okay, let me just show you here in that xinit-rc, and let me just go down, a new line. Okay, let me just do xset root and dash name. I don't want it to show anything in there, so I'm just gonna set an empty string, so, and save and exit, and restart DWM or reload DWM. Just hit, I might need to reboot the machine, but okay, let me just reboot the machine. Reboot. Okay, now I rebooted and just type my username, password, type startx. Okay, as you can see, I don't have anything in here because of that xset root command. You can have it show anything you want, but I don't like status thing in here. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And goodbye.